starting our first dry morning in Jasper, and we're going to be making our way down the Icefields Parkway to see the Columbia Glacier. Today we're driving through the main highway at 30 kilometers an hour. As we head out of Jasper, you can see the rail heritage is recognized by the old steam locomotive as well as the sleeper car from the cross country rail service, and then the quaint little shops, a couple that we ate at. Icefield Parkway just transforms again with some sun. You can see the magnificent peaks off to our left, the tallest being to the far left, and then going right across the range. And we're heading towards Somata Falls, and despite the clearing in one side, the other side looks like a forest fire, but it's actually low-hanging clouds.
Look at that spectacular view with the snow on the mountains, the sun is shining, and we're headed towards the Columbia Icefields.
The woodland caribou, and along this stretch of our drive, we'll see signs asking.
Beautiful sunny day. The Athabasca flowing beside us, and panning around, see the trees, and then the girls taking some photos. Driving along this stretch of the road, it's a little cooler. Obviously there's a microclimate with the glacier hovering through the valley.
And that has a dramatic effect on the landscape. The trees around the Icefields area can be... You'll enjoy it. This is going to be a spectacular sight.
Indeed it is.
This is the Studfield Glacier outlook. Magnificent.
These days, let me give you a little cold hard facts about glaciers and ice fields.
Your Ice Explorer.
What's in the
Now, if you have a look at the glacier, it's pretty stunning, and we just got some snowfall, so you can't really see the rich glacial blue colors here. You'll see it on the glacier though as you're on the ice road. But glacial ice is made differently than how we make ice. We take water, put it in the freezer. A couple hours later, it's frozen. We have ice.
We're going to get ready to board this pretty nifty ice bus. Come aboard the Icefield Doom Buggy type bus. We're on this one here. And I'll spin around and you can see what it looks like.
Look at the tires.
Then after that, we'll talk about the difference between an ice field and a glacier, because you guys are going to get to see both of those today. And last but not least, we're going to talk about some rock formations and some stuff that's going to overflow, right? I hope so. Unless you have really big hands. You can put your head down now, it's probably getting tired. But North America, ooh, wow. Wow. So it starts off at about a 34% grade, which is what we're driving on right now, and then goes on to a 36% grade. For those of you mathematicians out there, it's about an 18-degree decline. For those of you not so good at math, it just means it's very steep.
I like that.
Alright. Does anyone have any questions thus far? I'm doing okay. A thumbs up. Oh yeah, you guys remember this. Yeah, so I'll just focus on my driving for a few moments here. And in the meantime, I'll get you guys to keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times and put your arms in the air for the slowest moving roller coaster of all time. Woo! Not gonna get butterflies on this one, but it is still pretty exhilarating. We are starting to lean into the steeper part of the descent. You might feel yourself slide in your seat a little bit. I did wax them this morning. Could you imagine you guys would be all up here in the windshield with me? Somebody just throw something? What was that? Anyways, yes, I'm kidding, of course. We are going down what we call the lateral moraine. Now, lateral just means side, and moraine is a fancy French word that translates to loose pile of rock and dirt. If you look around, that's what we're driving on, that's what's all around us. So if you look up to the right, almost behind the bus at this point, you can see that this lateral moraine makes up this side of the valley here. And if you look at the 2 o'clock position at the front of the bus, you can see the lateral moraine opposite to us on the far side of the glacier. These have actually been left behind by the glacier and its movement. I told you before, glaciers are like rivers of ice, and they do in fact move similar to water, just in slow motion. They're moving about 6 to 12 centimeters per day. But when they do so, they move all the rocks beneath them up to the sides, and they also erode the mountain, and it's already melting at an alarming rate. So we don't want to add to that, you know? Now the reason why it would make the glacier melt faster is because of something called the albedo effect.
Hard to believe the glacier used to be up much higher, but has melted significantly. What do you think, Heather? Isn't it refreshing up here?
Spectacular. We're gonna head to the
Place to get some water?
yes, to get some glacial water to have a nice, refreshing drink. Get a couple.
They have guided tours. You have to be very careful because obviously you need to know where these huge crevasses are. You would not want to fall down in those.
Did anyone get a chance to drink the water?
Yeah!
Yeah, so it actually has anti-aging properties. I'm about 54 myself. And that's because I drink it. Way more fascinating and far more exciting. I'm going to talk to you about the history and discovery of the ice field. Woo! I know, guys, these are real.
Wind speeds can whip through at 100 kilometers per hour, and at this elevation, there are few obstacles to block it. Organisms that live here must protect themselves from ultraviolet radiation.
Okay, and we're heading to the Somata Skywalk. Go out there and check out the valley below. Heading on to the Skywalk shortly here. See all the brave souls. You ready, Heather? Yes. On to the Skywalk we go.
Holy, that's good.
Very deep down there. Come on. Ready, Heather?
Yes, I am.
Walk normal. Look at the waterfall down there. Wow, beautiful. That's spectacular.
I'm very scared, but I'm doing it.
Well, if we could get.
What do you think, guys?
There. Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Mom's a little scared.
What are you thinking of the Skywalk there?
It is incredible.
What do you think,
If you
Donna?
look down,
great.
You want to take one look glance down as I'm filming you?
Wow. That's amazing. Amazing, Heather.
There's Donna floating on air down with the waterfall and the canyon down below, about 980 meters up. I know you're liking that.
Loving it.
There you get a sense of the construction and the metal reinforcement of the Skywalk.
Stretching through the woods from Lake Louise, in awe of the glacier-covered mountain, They decided to climb Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep on it. Please keep your speed down and be watchful for animals on the sides of the road or just off in the tree.
Starting off below, you'd see the glacial river, and then the gigantic boulders where the mountain released a whole section of debris because of the freezing and thawing. So, Mr. Raven, is this the way to the viewpoint? Hello. How are you? What a beautiful spot to look out. Lovely little trail. See the ducks coming in on the lake? This is Bow Lake. There's a famous lodge with the red. Coming around and over, and then a lot to show. Crowfoot Glacier.
And then we'll just make a quick stop there. This type of glacier is one that sticks to a steep mountain face, and it looks like it's hanging there.